What's up, guys? I'm Ryan Roberts. Welcome into another edition of the ALB Bearcats Podcast. Tonight, I'm joined by 6'6", 290-pound offensive tackle Samuel Paich. Samuel is a Glenbrook North High School product out of Northbrook, Illinois. Sam committed to the Bearcats back on May 18th as a 247 Sports 3-star prospect, rated the number 26 player in Illinois. Sam, welcome into the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so let's get to know you off the field a little bit, man. I always like to kind of lead into that, give you a chance to introduce yourself. What are some of the things that you enjoy doing off the field when you're not playing football?
So, obviously, as an offensive lineman, I love to cook. I love to cook for my family and my friends. Usually, if I'm not like sleeping or playing football, I'll be in the kitchen, either eating or cooking. I have two jobs. So I work over summer. I'm a caddy, but I'm also help set up like events at a local golf course that my mom's the GM of. So I'm always staying busy, and I don't know. I like to read too. I mean, that's a little unique for at least my age, but I like to read.
Yeah, what are some of your favorite things to read?
I like to read anything. Honestly, it's just things that my dad gives me. He'll read a book. He'll say if it's good or bad, and he'll give it to me if it's good. If it's bad, he won't bother. But yeah.
So let's kind of jump into the recruiting process. Your offer list doesn't really match up. When you look at your film, your offer list did not match what you see on film. Your list consisted primarily of MAC schools, but you also had Cincinnati as your only P4 offer. What was this recruiting process like prior to committing to Cincinnati in May?
Definitely a crazy process. I mean, I kept on getting advice, and the best advice I actually got was just soak it all in. I mean, it was definitely difficult. Just because running around trying to figure out time to go on trips, to go on calls, to go different places. Because like for me, I had a good idea of the schools that I wanted to go to. I just wanted to check some off to make like the list a little bit more narrow. I think the biggest thing for me is that I just found a lot of help in like my faith. And I just kind of like put like I trust in God and kind of let him lead the path for me. But at the same time, it's kind of hectic because I had 23 offers. I didn't post the last few because I know it's going to commit. But I mean, like I had 20 plus offers, and I mean, once I got offered from Cincinnati, I mean, I knew I was going to become a Bearcat sooner or later. So I'm glad I got that done.
So with that amount of offers, you're hearing all of these different recruiting pitches, talking to all of these different coaches. When you really narrowed it down to the schools you were interested in, what were you looking for in a program, and not only a program, but also a coaching staff?
Yeah, so a few of the big things for me were like family. Like I could tell if it was like a family or if it was like a team. Development, just as like a man, but also as a player. I mean, one of the reasons why Cincinnati, in my opinion, was probably the best school for me was that Coach Cardwell, Coach Sat. I mean, every coach there was just like they were so like respectful and kind, but they're also like I knew they're going to develop me as a man, as a person, and instead of thinking about the next 5 years of college football, I mean they're trying to help me set me up for like the next 50 years of my life. I mean, I really appreciated that. Everything was really sincere, and at my OV actually, Coach Sat kind of touched on this a little bit more, and he said, I'm going to make you guys all great men. And then after I make you great men, the football will follow. And I think I really stuck with that. That kind of just like hit home. So, I mean, that was definitely one of the big things, just like development as a person. Also just kind of how they approach football. I mean, like I love the sport. That's why I want to play it. That's why I practice every day. I go lift, everything rolls on football. So, I mean, like I was kind of ready for a pretty heavy program, but also one that holds me accountable in every aspect of my life. That kind of goes back with the development as a man.
So when you look at, you took an unofficial on March 25th to Cincinnati, and you were on campus this past weekend for your official. What were some of the differences between the two visits, and how did this official visit kind of solidify that, hey, I made the right choice?
I mean, in my opinion, the biggest difference was just the amount of time I had with the coaches. Also, we had a lot better relationship by the time I had my official visit. like they got to know me and my parents and my family, and like because I had that like deeper connection with the coaches, the official visit was just like I want to say a relief, but I mean it was like the biggest proof of evidence I could have where it's like this is not only like where I'm going to go to college, but I'm also going to be here for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be happy at every minute. Like I know I'm going to go here and I'm going to love every minute of it. And I think that was like kind of the biggest thing where it was like, they hit all the great marks for football and kind of proved me that they're going to be winning program these next few years and they're going to develop me, but also just kind of like, I know I'm going to be happy there. And like, obviously Cincinnati's an awesome school. Like just like the school itself is amazing, but just knowing that I'm going to be happy, whether I'm in my dorm or in an apartment or I'm with my friends, like teammates, or I'm on the field or in the weight room or wherever it is, I know I'm going to be happy. I mean, that was a really, really, really good selling point for me.
You kind of hit on it a little bit when talking about the relationship side of things, but what is that relationship like with Coach Cardwell that you relate so much to him and what his plan is and vision is for you?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of trust. There was a lot of trust because he was very honest from the beginning. When he gave me the offer, he was kind of like, I know you're kind of going, like your head's going a million miles an hour right now. Like, he's just like, calm down, take a little bit time to wait to commit. He's just like, enjoy the process, kind of make sure that, you know what you're getting into. And I just kind of like the honesty he's had with me throughout the process of just being a good, honest coach and a great man. I mean, that really helped the relationship grow, but also just knowing that he had not only mine, but like my family's best interest at heart. I mean, it was really nice because like I see the coach aspect of him and I see like the former player aspect of him, but also just like who he is as a man and a father. I think that was really, really important for me because I saw who he was as a whole compared to just like a coach or like an authority figure.
So when you look at your film, extremely aggressive in the run block game, 6'6", 290 pounds. So I assume you're going to slot in as a tackle. What has the staff told you? What is their vision for you in terms of what they want you to do once you get on campus?
So actually, I'm gonna play guard, which
Okay.
is interesting. A 6'6" guard is kind of unheard of in college football.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm ready for it. I have the length and everything and the arm size for a tackle, but I mean, I'm probably gonna make the biggest impact at guard, and also I mean, we talked about that's gonna get me in as soon as possible, and so just being able to make an impact a little bit freshman year, hopefully a bigger impact sophomore year, and eventually, junior years, my senior year and redshirt senior year, I'm gonna be a very important aspect of our offense. If need, I can move to tackle and do whatever. But just, getting in there early at guard and getting some reps in is really important to me and the team.
For what it's worth, a couple years ago, Cincinnati did have a 6'9" guard, Lorenz Metz. So you're not going to be the biggest guard they've had, but it's not unheard of for Cincinnati, kick someone inside. So what was the staff's message with what they want to see you work on this summer leading into your senior year?
Just putting on some good size, just staying healthy. I mean, a lot of technique stuff. I'm started working in a 3-point now at all times because I did a little bit of a 2-point and a 3-point this year. Mm-hmm. But especially this year, I'm gonna do a lot of. I'm only gonna play in a 3-point. And the second thing is cardio. They definitely said I need a lot of cardio, not just because like it's shown on film or anything, but they're just like, listen, like when you get to camp, it's gonna be rough. Just do some cardio now. Go on the treadmill. Go for a walk or a jog, and it's going to pay off long term. So cardio and just kind of getting bigger.
Cincinnati's obviously coming off a rough 3-9 season, something that that program's not used to. When you look at the returning guys, they're returning their entire offensive line. What does that kind of say when Coach Satterfield and Coach Cardwell are kind of talking about the culture that they're trying to build? That these 5 returning starters who maybe had options to go elsewhere wanted to come back and continue to build what their vision is.
I mean, it just kind of just proves the trust and the relationship that the players have with Coach Sat and especially Coach Cardwell. And I mean, there's a lot of trust, there's a lot of faith in the program. And I did actually have time to talk to a few of the players, mm-hmm. and one of the offensive linemen, we were talking, and he's just like the culture because they really know Coach Sat and they really got to know the new staff. I mean, it's really it's really kind of flipped. And I mean, I'm ready for a big season this year, if I'm being honest. Like when I went to practice, I've been to some pretty big schools and stuff like that on this process. And I mean, I haven't seen a practice like that ever. Just the aggressiveness, how they're playing, the skill, the technique, just the eagerness to like go on the field and go hit someone. I mean, it's unmatched.
What are your plans for the rest of the summer? Are you planning on to early enroll, or are you going to go through your entire senior year?
I'm gonna go through my entire senior year.
Okay.
I kind of talk about that with like my family and my parents, and I think it's best just to kind of have that smooth transition into high school to college, because like I'm already have enough going on. Like I do, I do sometimes feel like those extra reps would help, but I know once I sign, I'm gonna be hitting the weight room pretty hard with the strength program and the training I'm gonna get. So I'm not too worried.
Are you have you experienced Nico's I guess energy yet from your visits?
Absolutely. He gave a presentation, and I mean he looked like he was about to go jump and put a hole in the ceiling. I mean he was ready to like fight a bear. I mean he was ready. He was excited. A lot of energy.
Yeah, for sure. Well, the last thing I want to ask you is, student athlete. Student always comes before athlete. Do you have any plans for a major, or what you want to do once you get on campus?
I'm thinking about like the overarching umbrella of business and law, just one of those two. I don't know what specifically yet, but I'm probably going to go into business.
Okay. Well, I think that's all I have for you, man. I definitely appreciate you taking time out of your night to come on with us. Any last words for Bearcat fans before we let you go?
Go Bearcats! I mean, I'm excited to play for you guys. I'm ready to have some good years.
All right, Sam. Well, like I said, we appreciate you coming on. We look forward to following your senior year.
Absolutely. Thank you.
I'm now joined by four-star cornerback Jahmari DeLoatch. Mari is a 5'10", 160-pound cornerback out of Chesapeake, Virginia. Jahmari goes to Oscar Smith and is currently rated as the 8th best player in Virginia and fresh off a commitment to Cincinnati tonight. So welcome into the show.
Sir, let's get it.
Let's get to know you a little bit, man. What are you're obviously a track star, but what are some of the other things you enjoy doing off the field when you're not playing football?
Things I like to do is play the game. I chill a lot, so I'll play the game. Resting is important, so I do. I take that. Whenever I can, I make sure I rest. And talking to God, I do that a lot too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let's hit on the recruiting process. You narrowed your final four down to Michigan, Virginia Tech, Cincinnati, and Wake Forest. How did you get down to those final four, and what was this recruiting process like for you?
So how I got down to those was really the ones contacting me the most. That let me know that they were interested, so then I kept in contact with them. I looked into the schools a lot. I really paid attention with what I was, being shown, what I was learning, and that helped a lot also make my decisions.
So when you're getting recruited, you obviously have a lot of big-time programs calling you and texting you. What were some of the things that you were personally looking for, not only a program, but also a coaching staff?
Something I personally was looking for was how the coach is, how he is with his players, and how the school is, outside of football, how they are academically, and if, based on what I want to major, if that school fits, is good enough for that major.
So you're fresh off an official visit to Cincinnati. What was that official visit like, and what were some of your favorite parts of it?
Oh, the visit was great. Some of my favorite parts was definitely the city. The city is beautiful. What else did I enjoy? Definitely talking to the coaches, especially Coach Combs. He recruits a little different, and that's what stand out to me. Being in the weight room and learning about the culture and how they, train their guys. That also stood out a lot to me. I enjoyed that a lot.
So you hit on Coach Combs, and that's a guy that gets brought up a lot when you talk to defensive backs. What is it about him that you related to the most when it comes to football?
Something I relate to him the most about is, I would say, his energy. He has a lot of energy, and on top of that, he's a great coach when it comes to coaching DBs. Like you check his history, he's coached a lot of great DBs. That stood out a lot. Having 5 first-round draft picks in one room is That's impressive. It's pretty crazy.
Did he tell you how much coffee he drinks to get his day started?
Say that again?
Did he tell you how much coffee he drinks to get his day started?
Nah, he hid that from me. I gotta hit him up about that. He hid that from me.
So you're obviously a highly rated kid. Were there any guys that he compared you to, and what was he kind of telling you that you need to work on as he's recruiting you on your visits?
Yes, he compared me to Denzel Ward because of my speed and how I am with technique. He said he sees me a lot as Denzel Ward. He sees how I would definitely be able to fit in his defense. And something he really wanted me to work on was being a little more careful with my feet, not stepping outside of my frame. Because, he said I'm quick. Like, I have a lot of good things about me, so I shouldn't, overwork myself. Like, be more smooth with myself.
I know it's different coaching stats, but when you look at a guy like, Sauce Gardner, Brian Cook, Kobe Bryant, who was the Jim Thorpe Award winner, when you look at some of these guys who have had recent success, not only at Cincinnati, but also in the NFL, was that kind of enticing for you as you were going through the recruiting process?
Yes, definitely, because it lets me know that his guys aren't just good in college, but they succeed, in the big league as well.
So do you have like a favorite NFL player or someone you try to model your game after?
So he went to Illinois, but I would say Devin Witherspoon.
Okay.
He's a rookie. I watched him a lot. I love the way he plays.
Are you an NFL guy at all? Do you have a favorite team?
The Rams, but I like the Rams because my dad liked the Rams. But really,
Okay.
I really like the Ravens.
Okay, which is kind of like the local team for you, right?
Nah.
Would it be the Ravens or the Redskins? Well,
It
Washington.
would be the Commanders. Yeah.
Commanders. Yeah, I don't know why I said football. Sorry. So you're a track guy. One of the best in the nation at Adidas and Nike All Americans.
Yeah.
Let's discuss that a little bit, man. How did you get into track and get so involved and work to get your speed to where it is today?
So really, I started track when I was younger, like 12. I had to find something to do along with football. I wanted to get faster, and I was like a very skinny kid. So track actually helped me, build up my muscle endurance and my strength. Because when I started, again, like I said, I was very small. So I did the 800 and 400. And that's a kill. Those races will kill you. So then over time, I've gotten stronger. My coaches started to realize, so they started putting me in jumps, like long jump. I started doing hurdles. And then it was 1 year when I kept begging my coach to do the 100. It was like 2 more meets left. I kept begging him. He finally let me do it. He was like, depending on how I do, will determine if I will never see this 100 again or if this going to be my race. And ever since then, I've been winning. Like all AAU, I barely lost a 100 race. So
When you look at the football side of things, how has track kind of helped you with your speed and everything you want to do on the football field?
I think track definitely helped me a lot. It helps me like with my endurance. Track endurance and football endurance is kind of different, but track did help a lot with that. And realizing how fast I am, I can be more relaxed in my coverage. Like knowing I can't get beat, and if I do, I can recover from it.
So how would you personally describe your game, and what has this Cincinnati coaching staff told you? Do they want to use you in the nickel? Do they want to use you outside? Where do you feel you best fit in their scheme?
I think I'm very aggressive. I do. That's something I can say about. So I'm very aggressive, and I can I have a knack for the ball. I love being around contact. Rather, I'm at corner or strong nickel. I'm gonna find a way to get to the ball. And then on top of that, they said Coach Combs was and Coach Sapp. They were like, the good thing about me is I can play everywhere on the defensive side of the ball. So they do plan on playing me, at other positions as well. But I'm mainly a field corner.
So Cincinnati's coming off a 3-9 season, but Coach Satterfield and his staff have worked extremely hard to revamp this roster. what does it say to you personally that even coming off a disappointed season, they're still recruiting at a high level where they have currently, a top 30 class that you're going to come in with?
Uh, that means a lot. It shows that they are on the rise. It shows that things are changing. Um, 'Cause, having a lot of young guys like they did, that can be hard. Especially guys coming straight out of high school and playing in a big league like that. So, I do think they will be on the rise. I do think, especially with my class coming in, we'll definitely be able to do something nice. Yeah.
So now that you're committed, a lot of times this is, the point of the year where kids are, taking official visits, going to camps. Now that you're committed, what are your plans for the rest of the summer?
Shoot. Work hard. Get ready for the season, and then get ready to move into my new home. Yeah, I'm an early
Um,
graduate, so it's gonna come quick.
are you planning to early enroll, or are you going to go through your? Okay.
Yes,
Do you,
sir.
do
I'm
you
an
have
early.
any? Do you have anything you're looking forward to the most about getting to Cincinnati?
Um, that first practice, I'm excited
Yeah.
for the first practice. Yeah, because I'm very excited for the first practice.
Do you have any plans for what you want to major in or what you want to do once you get into school?
So it was either between psychology and like a business, and Cincinnati has a very good business program. So I'm gonna take business and then make psychology like my minor.
Okay. Did was there anything that stood out about their academic plan for you when you were on your visit?
Uh, the net worth, definitely, and how their guys, like they all pass, like they have a very high passing rate, and all their guys obtain a very high GPA. For a school like that, they're averaging like a 3.4 and above GPA, which is pretty impressive.
All right, I got you, man. Well, I don't want to keep you any longer. I know you've had a really busy day with committing and the family and friends hitting you up all day. So I'm gonna just let us end on. Do you have any message for Bearcat fans before we let you go?
Hmm. Hey, to the Bearcat fans, I love y'all. May God bless y'all. Hashtag Natty Boy. Let's get it.
All right, that's Jahmari DeLoatch, 2025 four-star cornerback commit.